Chris liked what I did, and he thought since they were going to have an animation section in the picture as the beginning, that he'd like to have me do it because he wanted it done in a what you call the classic term, that is full animation. Full animation being what was done mainly at Disney and Warner Brothers, in which it wasn't what characters look like, it's the way they move that makes them what they are. In other words, it's acting, and that's what we did. Bugs Bunny wasn't funny because of what he looked like. If he was funny by the way he moved. The same thing was true of Daffy, and as it turned out, the characters that we did for Mrs. Doubtfire. When they said they wanted a new bird and a new cat, I thought, no, wait a minute, it's like asking to come up with a new mouse. So I decided that rather than going along, making a cute little bird, I'd make a feisty little bird. And that's what he ended up with, and we decided his name was Pudgy, and Grunge was the name of the cat. So then we had to decide who they were, what kind of voices they had, and what they were capable of doing. And of course, you find very few little parakeets that can sing grand opera. So Robin had to learn to sing grand opera as well as, not kidding it, but try to sing it very straight, which it does at the beginning of the picture. Robin did all the voices for this cartoon, and even some we didn't use. He did the lady too, who spoke a few lines, but and he could do that. Remarkable, versatile guy. And when I first saw him, after I'd done this work, and went up and saw him to talk about it as it was progressing, I was so astonished when I was waiting in the waiting room there to go out on the stage, and this little old lady came walking in and came up and put his arms around me, her arm around me, and I really didn't recognize Robin. It was really astonishing. He's so versatile and so willing. Many actors are not willing. And many of them try to dominate a recording session by being funny. Robin is funny anyway. He can't stop himself. But he didn't try to come in and tell a dirty joke in order to get people laughing and then do the voice. He came in very businesslike, did the voices. But it's almost impossible for him not to be funny. Once in a while you get to work with a great artist. And if Robin isn't a great artist, I don't know what one is. And he's a joy to look at and a joy to work with, and a very decent and good person. And that's a funny combination, because there have been very autocratic comedians that were not pleasant people to be around. But Robin, as I say, is thoughtful, kind, extraordinarily talented, and a great admirer, and he expresses his admiration for things that he enjoys, such as good animation. Yeah, it was a privilege to work with that bouncing young Chris Columbus, who, like his forebear, is discovering new worlds. I believe with Arthur Rubinstein, who said, the least you owe an audience is the best you can do. And I've tried to do that always. I do not believe in talking down to children or talking down to an audience. I try to do the best I can, and I've done almost 300 cartoons of various sizes, but including, of course, How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Rikki Tikki Tavi and The White Seal and many others. And in each case, the fun of it is the challenge of each one. And after you've finished one, I don't think you really belong in the trade unless you wonder whether you can do another, unless you come up sort of empty-handed and are faced with that terrible white sheet of paper or that blank piece of film. Charlie Chaplin objected strongly to the term filmmaker, which every student believes in film school believes he's a filmmaker. Chaplin said that the only filmmaker is a person who runs a laboratory and supplies the raw stock. The rest of us try to put something on that raw stock, but he's the only person that can claim to be a filmmaker.